Damn! No wonder there is a thought of not paying for medical bills, because if you're giving $18,000 per month and then you ask him, hey, can you pay for this? And then if he says no, and if he doesn't want to illuminate the reasons why or the settlement numbers, right? Because you don't want children involved into adult business. Then she begins to fabricate within her mind, with help of her mother, as to why the father is a deadbeat. I'm over here, he's not paying my medical bills, but he's over there breakdancing on Good Morning America.
What's a piece of trauma that you have that's funny? It has to actually be funny. I'll go first. My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
Some more context is needed here. Needless to say, I will talk about this in a moment. All right, let's continue with the video.
And he got really good. He like blew up. Like he became like a D-list celebrity status, like viral breakdancer. He became like the oldest actively competing breakdancer in the world. Then he got on Good Morning America and talk shows, and Washington Post wrote about him, and he went super viral, and he did all these interviews, and he danced with Paula Abdul. And here, I'll show you.
To see, take a look at this 60-year-old breakdancer. Yes, 60 years.
Nice.
Amazing.
Nice.
Competition in Philadelphia, and he may not have won, but I tell you what, he is winning over a lot of people on the internet. Yes. He really is. Yep, he's winning over a lot of people on the internet.
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills.
That is not true. More on that in a minute.
The worst part, damn it, he's good. He should not be able to move his body like that. It's like impossible. It's beautiful. Hey, Dad.
Thank you, Maddie.
Like there was no split custody or anything. Like he just like left 4 kids to do that. He may not have paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his
That is a nice shirt.
This is his b-boy name. His name is Ben Hart. You know, I'll get texts like this, happy birthday, ? And then like links to his breakdancing video.
That's true.
If you have funny trauma, like actual funny haha trauma, I need to hear it. Thank you.
All right, before he goes in, so you see the story that she's creating for her users, and you'll find out a little bit later, even outside of what her mother has constructed for her as to the reason as why her father left or continues not to be around her. It's sort of this same narrative, you know, man left, never did anything to take care of his children, right? So she got millions of views based off of that narrative. You'll see within the video, he already said that some of this is not true, but let's get after it.
First, I can see that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. One day I was living there, the next day I wasn't. And that will look like abandonment to a child. But married couples do get divorced about half the time in America. And I was just living a mile or so down the street in LaGrange, Illinois. We just weren't living under the same roof. Now, about not paying medical bills, that's just not correct. Here was the financial arrangement of the divorce. Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go.
Damn!
Out of the gate, a lump sum payment. Plus, I was paying her $18,000 per month in child support and alimony.
Damn! Does this sound like a deadbeat daddy to you? Right? She constructed this image of my trauma is that not only did he just leave the family, but then also he started this bullshit career being a breakdancer. But then also my trauma is how successful that he was. And that this is the guy that wasn't paying my medical bills. But you left the relationship with $2 million initial payment and alimony of $18,000 per month. This guy wasn't a deadbeat. He was a multimillionaire way before he left, and he broke off change for the mother to continue to take care of the kids. Now, the accusations of the time together, he's going to get into that in a little bit. But damn, no wonder there is a thought of not paying for medical bills, because if you're giving $18,000 per month and then you ask him, hey, can you pay for this? And then if he says no, and if he doesn't want to illuminate the reasons why or the settlement numbers, right? Because you don't want children involved into adult business, then she begins to fabricate within her mind, with help of her mother, as to why the father is a deadbeat. I'm over here, he's not paying my medical bills, but he's over there breakdancing on Good Morning America.
One other slight correction, which I hesitate to even bring up because I love the way Maddie did this in her video. I did not abandon the family for breakdancing. I have a career. I'm in the advertising business, built an ad agency. That's how I was able to afford to pay Maddie's mom $5 million. Maddie's mom and I separated in 2004 and divorced in 2005. I took up breakdancing entirely by accident in 2012 as a way to get in shape at the age of 54. I then just kept doing it. I'm now age 66. Now, some of you might be wondering, can he still breakdance at age 66? Well, I don't know. Let's see. I'll give it a try.
Hey, look at the Bitcoin flag. Hey, hey, nice, nice. Hey, hey, hey. Aye, aye. Hey, oh. Now, I will say, him dancing around like this right here is trash. I will say, hey. like this right here is trash, but when he start getting on the ground, this right here is bogus. Hey, trash. Oh, hey, what is he doing? What is he doing? No, sir. I don't like this. All right, but then, oh, hello, I can't do this. He's good. He's good. He's still strong. Hey. Oh, that right there would have exploded my remaining ball. But did you see that? Hold on. He's tripping. Hold on. Don't you dare. Oh. Dog, he's tripping. My remaining nut would have been like, nigga, that's it. I'm done, sir.
At first, I really did not like Maddie's video at all. But I was biased by all the negative comments that I was greeted with at 6 a.m. in the morning in my social media feed. But the more I watch the video, the more I like it. And her video certainly is true from her perspective, even though a few details are off. No doubt because of what she heard from her mom. And I do think it's a great storyline that a 54-year-old dude left his family to pursue breakdancing, even if not quite true, factually. But perhaps it speaks to a bigger truth, a truth that is really truer than the actual facts of the matter.
I know my dad posted like a 10-minute video or whatever being like, you know, my daughter's lying. We have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with all my kids. That's just objectively not true. Like, guys, we're all freaking out about this in my family group chat right now. We're being like, he's so unhinged and delusional. We don't know if he actually believes his own narrative or if he's lying on purpose, but he's just like a weird guy. Yeah, he said he lived down the street from us. That's not true. Or like if he did, it was only for a few months maybe. But actually for most of my childhood, he lived in Florida with his new wife. Like basically like, I don't want to get into this. Like, again, like my video was basically like sanitizing the situation.
How do you not want to get into this, but you're originally going to post a video that you thought that he wasn't going to respond to, but all of a sudden now you don't want to get into it?
Poking fun at the lightest parts of that childhood trauma, but obviously in real life it was a lot more like complicated and traumatic, and it was really hard. He left us, immediately married another woman. We didn't hear from him for years, and then he would visit every few months and we'd go out to dinner, but like he truly had no hand in raising us at all. We don't speak with any sort of regularity. He doesn't know when my birthday is. Like, as you guys saw in the video I posted, he got it wrong. He gave us some money growing up. I honestly don't know the nitty gritty of the financial situation. I really, really don't. But I do know that several times I've asked him for financial help with medical expenses, like especially like in college, and he wouldn't help me. So that's what I was referring to in my video when I was like, he wouldn't pay some of my medical bills. I'll probably delete this in the morning, but I'm, 2 hard kombuchas in, and so I feel the need to kind of defend me and my family's like POV. Bottom line is this guy was a completely absent father. He's like, I was just a bike ride away from those kids. And it's like, not once did any of us ever take a bike ride to his house. I don't think I've ever been in his house ever. So this whole thing is so bizarre. Like, I'm so surprised that he responded to my video, because I'm just like, damn, I could have actually made you seem like way worse than I made you seem. Like in my video, I just made you seem like such a whimsical, funny guy. Like, But in real life, it was actually a lot darker. So I'm so surprised that he responded to it. And it's obviously kind of hurtful and weird. But again, we don't really have a relationship. So at the end of the day, it doesn't have a huge effect on me. It's just kind of a bummer for my family. And we're all kind of looking at this and looking at his response. And we're just like, this is crazy. If this is actually his narrative, it's like delusional.
I asked Maddie to take down her video and at least correct the damaging inaccuracies. It just wasn't true that I wasn't covering medical costs. I told her almost everyone I know had seen it, including clients.
Let's pay attention.
It had the potential to hurt my business, hurt me professionally. And I certainly don't think she meant any harm by her first video. But she declined to take down her video because she said her video had gone viral.
Maddie, you take your family issues public. It's impacting your father. You know that there's inaccuracies in there, and you refuse to take it down. Why? Because it's gone viral. For clout, for clicks, for views. That's why you refrain from taking it down. This generation is crazy.
So she didn't professionally, including clients. It had the potential to hurt my business, hurt me professionally. And I certainly don't think she meant any harm by her first video. But she declined to take down her video because she said her video had gone viral. So she didn't want to take it down. So I came back a day or so later and told her that I had posted a response video on X. I told her the video response is very mild and very positive. It just corrects a couple of inaccuracies. And at that point, my video on X only had a few hundred views. She watched my video and seemed to like it, thought it was funny. So then I suggested, since you aren't going to take down your video and correct it, I would at least like you to post my response video on your feed. I explained to her that people will love it, predicted that it would get millions of views.
Attacking it like a team.
Because her videos often get millions of views. I also suggested to her that after my response video, I could fly out to Los Angeles. We could then do a collaboration video, sitting down together and hash out these issues. People would love that, I said, but she declined. So I really had no choice but to put up my response video to set the record straight, even if it only gets 200 views, which is about what I expected. Well, then my response video really started to blow up. It hit 1 million views in about 12 hours. Then 5 million views, 10 million views, 20 million views, 30 million views, and on up from there. Maddie's mom started to freak out, sent me long text messages telling me to take my video down. I'm like, but Maddie's video is still up and has 7 million views, and that's just on TikTok. Plus, Maddie has posted a much more negative second video, full of inaccuracies. Here are the basic facts. Maddie's mom and I got divorced in 2005. I lived in LaGrange, Illinois from 2007 to 2011, just down the street from the kids. Saw the kids all the time. Then in 2011, Wanda and I bought a house in Willowbrook, Illinois, which is about an 8-minute drive from the kids. Maddie's mom then got remarried in 2012. She moved to Wilmette, Illinois, which is about a 1-hour drive north from our house. The kids were older by this point. I continued to see all kids who wanted to see me. Would make the 1-hour drive to Wilmette, if any kid wanted to hang out with me.
One of my really good friends / mentors within my life is now, as of the past year or so, is a newly divorced dad and has 3 daughters. I believe their ages are something like 13, 14, and then like one like 18. And when they started out his relationship before he got married, the thought is that both of them were going to be working throughout the relationship. Essentially, after she got pregnant, after the first one, she wanted to be a stay-at-home. Completely flipped the script on him. But within his heart, he was like, well, I am the man. I'm going to step up to the plate. We are married now. We got a family going. And he went off and had a wonderful career. But now that it's ending in divorce, the amount of alimony and child support for the remaining daughters is absolutely incredible, because he didn't have the knowledge that is so wholly represented within the space right now. But even outside of the money, because life's not all about money, guys. Even outside of all of the money, what tears him up the most when I talk to him about the situation, and this guy's, he's probably like 58 or something like that. What tears him up most about the situation is the relationship with the daughters. Because it's 3 girls, they have a natural inclination to take their emotionality and look at what is happening with the mother, irrespective of the irrational reasons as to the tears of the mother. but they see that, and then they think bad man, and then or bad father. And if you combine that with the current narratives that I always dispel on the front end of my YouTube channel, the first YouTube channel, there begets a system around this idea of deadbeat, or this idea of feelings over facts, right? And that's what eats him up inside. Is now it is difficult, beyond difficult, for him to have a relationship with his daughters, because they all have this inclination to not even speak to him, all of them, not just the oldest one, right? And he's still paying for college, still paying for medical expenses and all these things. So, but there's never a conversation of the men or the fathers continuing to give, while on the inside there is this culture of disrespect towards him, irrespective of what he's giving.
Anyways, no, we did not move to Florida. Wanda and I bought a second house in Florida in 2015, but we still maintained the Illinois house. And remember, the kids were older by this point. 2 were in college, 2 were in high school. The kids were doing their own thing by this point. We would typically stay in Florida in the winter, and then stay in Illinois when the weather was nice, in the spring, the summer, and the fall. We would shuttle back and forth between houses. Okay, so Maddie graduated from Northwestern University in 2021. Upon graduation, she went to Los Angeles in hopes of becoming a Hollywood screenwriter. She asked me for $5,000 to help get her set up in Los Angeles, which I agreed to. In addition, her mom and I bought her a used car, a Ford Fiesta. I think her mom and I pitched in $2,500 each. I also co-signed a lease for her on her apartment. Now, this is very different from how I was treated by my dad when I graduated from college.
Co-signing a lease for your daughter who claims that you're a deadbeat is nasty work.
Once college was done, the kids were expected to stand on their own 2 feet instantly, like the day after graduation. At some point, you just have to throw the kid into the deep end of the pool and see if he or she can make it. That's how it worked in those days. But also, she had broken up with her boyfriend around this time. She said she needed to go to grief counseling and therapy. She and her mom wanted me to pay for that too. That's where I drew the line. I consider medical care to be like when you're sick or have a broken leg or need stitches, got into a car accident, stuff like that. Not grief counseling over a breakup with a boyfriend. Also, counseling and psychology today are completely dominated by far-left female wokesters. Almost no males in that profession. So no doubt her therapist would be telling her the problem was her dad. The last thing I wanted to pay for...
And he wasn't going to support that. Bravo to this father right here.